Hi guys, this week Xbox Series X and Series S players received some really great news about all Plants vs Zombies shooter games receiving a huge performance increase. Along with 10 other EA games, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 and Battle for Neighborville will be receiving the FPS boost feature that was initially launched back in February, breathing new life into many old games and in most cases doubling the original frame rate. All three PvZ shooters natively run at 60 FPS on the Series X and S, but you'll be pleased to know the games are going to be able to support 120Hz. There is a caveat here though, for games to run at 120Hz, your monitor or TV must be able to support it. I still think the majority of people will have like 60Hz monitors, so it's important to check before getting too excited. I have checked whether the FPS boost is active right now for the PvZ games, but unfortunately it is not, and there hasn't been a release date set for when the feature will become available, so just keep an eye on the games and very soon you'll be able to enjoy buttery smooth zombie slaying. This is following from a tweet by Xbox that announced that the likes of Battlefront and Battlefield also receiving these dramatic increases in performance. If you head over to the article posted on the Xbox website, it discusses a little bit about how the FPS boost feature works, as well as some other information that's worthy of note. First, there's a reminder to make sure your Xbox has the latest update and to restart the console so the feature is toggleable and works correctly. Second, they state that some games will have a drop in resolution when FPS boost is active to achieve the performance increase, but again, this is completely toggleable. However, the biggest bit of useful information in the article is a table that gives details on every game that supports FPS boost. This is a responsive table that will be updated as more and more games get the feature. So this table tells you the hertz rate each game will support on a Series X and Series S, whether the game is included in Xbox Game Pass, and if the FPS boost feature will automatically be set to off or not, specifically on Series X. Now, someone on Twitter by the name of Jordan speculated that any games that are checked off as being off by default on Xbox Series X are games that will have a lower resolution when using FPS boost. Unfortunately, one of the games that falls into that category is Battle for Neighborville. This hasn't been officially confirmed, but I think this theory is pretty likely because I don't know any other reason for this feature to be set as off as default. There is also a very handy video tutorial included on the page which will show you how to activate the FPS boost if you're unsure how. It's very simple and only takes a couple of seconds. Overall, I don't think in the grand scale of things this is going to make too much difference to the PvZ shooters. In my opinion, the jump from 60 frames to 120 frames is a lot less noticeable than from 30 to 60, but if you are someone who is quite competitive on any of these games, obviously the extra frames help in that respect, and it does make the game feel even smoother. Also, I think the majority of console players will have a 50 or 60Hz monitor, as until now the consoles haven't been able to hit 120 frames, but whatever the case, a boost in performance is always welcome, and it shows you that consoles are definitely starting to close the gap between them and PC. Anyway, that's it for today's video. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and if you do want to support the channel further, check out my Patreon page by clicking on screen now or through the link in the description. But other than that, I will see you in the next one. Okay, thanks guys, bye.